Sherry and Julie's big adventure. First, we navigate getting on the plane and getting to Cairo. Arriving in Cairo, we are on the Movator, which we barely clung on to. We only stayed in Cairo for moments. We sat around and waited for a long time to get our hotel, and then we slept, and then we got back on a plane for Khartoum. Our first view of Khartoum was from the plane window, and there's the Nile. How exciting! It's so cool. This is Izzo's street, and here is Izzo's front door with a friendly Sudani woman looking out. And here's us relaxing inside, or at least Sherry and Izzo. Sherry's dad and Sherry's nephew and the poor goat who came to dinner.
Dad, my dad.
A little water play because it's bloody hot here. Really, I wish I was this kid under the hose. And then we're in a tuk-tuk on our way to see the sights. First, stop for some water, and then onward to the Nile to take some tea by the Nile. Apparently this is a real pothead spot, but we weren't there for potheading. We're sitting here drinking our tea on a fairly steep hill, looking down to the lovely Nile and across to Omdurman on the other side. Trying not to fall down. Then we're back in the tuk-tuk and we're heading back towards the bridge to Omdurman. We go right under the bridge. There's some suspicious looking fellows there sitting on the ground with a big knife, but we ignored them. We looked around, we looked like tourists. It was very clear. Oh, we found this plant that is, we didn't know what it was, but it's actually a massive overgrown milkweed. Cool, huh? Here's some farmers' fields with goats and alfalfa, no. Arugula. They were baling arugula when we went by. And now it's time for prayer. And then we're back on our road to get a bite to eat at the Syrian house. Falafel for Sherry, shawarma for me. The next day we're up early, past the local drinking fountain. This is what you see here. And then we're off to visit Rashid and his family in Aklakla. Here we are at their house. They have a lovely house. Sherry got up all those stairs by herself. And there are lots of children at this house. Many children at this house. Children everywhere. Children not afraid to do anything. Mostly girls, as you can see. Even the ones that came to visit. We had entertainment. I'm a gummy bear, I think it was. And then we had dinner. Look at this delicious meal that was made for us. Children's table, adults' table. After dinner, we went outside of the house and sat in this beautiful park and had foot races in the night air. It was beautiful actually out there, that we had a breeze. And then Izzo had a brilliant idea that we should sleep on the roof. Only 2 flights up for Sherry. Easy peasy. But it was actually really lovely to sleep outside on the roof. And we may have got bitten to death by mosquitoes, but it was nice to sleep out. And in the morning, here's the morning waking up around us. We woke up quite early because it gets light at about, 6, 7. And then we had Muhammad come visit us, and then Malek, and then Izzo hurt Malek, and that ended. Then we got in the car and we're on our way to Jebel Awliya. Sherry's laughing because I said it wrong. Here it is. Here we are. This is the White Nile before it joins the Blue Nile. Izzo bought fish here somewhere and arranged to have it cooked for us. Just a couple of tents over. Here's the camel that I did not ride, but I went fairly close to its mouth, which I felt was brave enough. Renad rode it, and Muhammad. But then we made our way to the water. Couldn't resist putting my feet in the Nile. Don't know what crawled under my toenails while I did it. But the children were all swimming in it. Sherry, unfortunately, sitting like a grandma. On the White Nile. Look at the thunderstorm over there. Yes. That is an animal. It's a clam. Lots of clams in the White Nile. Many, 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 many clams in the White Nile. And then we had this gorgeous fish dinner. Look at it. Look at that fish. It was so good. We had the fish that Sherry and I like, and then tilapia for everyone else. But the fish that Sherry and I like was very, very good. And so we gorged ourselves. We ate that almost that entire plate of fish. Then we washed our hands and went back swimming in the Nile. At least the children did. We had all kinds of weather while we were there. We had that storm coming by. We had a sandstorm blow by. Then the sun came out and it was absolutely beautiful at sunset. Just really clear and blue and lovely. And we sat by the tent which we had rented for shelter or something. We're not sure why we didn't go in it. Just about ready to go, and then Muhammad finds a donkey. Just a boy and his donkey. Can we take him home, please? He was so upset when the answer was no. One more camel ride for Mahmoud, and then we're on our way. Not before we say thank you to the fishermen and have a look at their catch of the day. And get back in the car and head back across the bridge on our way back to the homestead, where the next day we spent with this lovely machine doing our laundry.